Hello, Internet. James Allen from Out of 8, and today I'm playing City Management Simulation Villagers. Game features a 6-chapter campaign where it gives you one map per chapter where you have to fulfill some objectives. Also has a free play mode, which is what I'm going to do, which allows you to play any of the 6 maps that are included in the campaign, and one additional really larger map. There's no randomized maps, which gives the game a lot of very limited replay value. So I'm just going to choose this first one along the river. As with most city building games, you gather resources to construct buildings so you can steadily expand further and further out and increase your population and survive and all that stuff. So first thing you have to do is put down this town hall. A lot of this game will be played in accelerated time because things happen very, very slowly.
The building is finished.
Okay. So then I got that done. I need to start clearing some stuff. So I'm going to have them gather all of this junk that's around them. So all these trees. I'll need all this stone so that I can produce food and whatnot. So we'll do that first. Alright. So while that's going, which will take a little bit of time, I'll just go through the buildings here. Basically, there's different ways of producing food. You can have a farm with fields, or you can have a barn, or you could do a mill with a bakery. You can also fish, which is what I'm going to do since I'm in the map that has a river in it. To generate your food. In addition, you can hunt. That's another thing you can do to gather food. You can also have a forester to plant trees and make that a little bit of a renewable resource. You can also have a quarry or an iron mine if you're on a map that has those type locations on it. This map does not. It has to be very specific locations that you can gather stone or iron for more than once, essentially. And then a sawmill that you can make planks of wood in order to sell. You can also place houses and bridges. There's a number of different buildings you can do for your public, between protecting against attacks, storing your goods, water resources, and then basically increasing happiness by producing beer, having religion, or having a bath or a pharmacy for healthier stuff, and then at the end to bring in extra gold, and then the controls for gathering. And that's basically it. That's all that there is in the game. And you'll notice that there is a lot of similarities between Villagers and Banished. If you've ever played Banished or are familiar with that game, they are extremely, extremely similar, to the point that basically, this is a rip-off of it. A lot of the interfaces are the same, like this. My kind of second complaint, the first being the lack of random maps, is that all of these information boxes for the different buildings take up the entire screen. You can't interact with anything else while it's open, and you can't drag and move this around. And as you'll see as we get some other buildings up, all of these are the same size, and there's no reason for that you can't just drag stuff around and order it that way. So focus number 1 is going to be get my fishing jetty up, so I need to get 30 wood for that, which I will in a second. Here we go. So let me decrease time a little bit. There we go. Somewhere in this area. Why are you rotating like that? There we go. Alright, so the fishing thing is up first. It really helps to just queue up one thing at a time, otherwise people kind of lose track of what priorities you want them to do. All these people are sleeping outside because they don't have any houses up yet. Since there is no area here for quarries or mines, I'm going to have to rely on gathering for all of my... And I'm not even going to have any iron for all of my stone, because this is the first map. Alright, so that's finished, so we need to assign 2 fisher people to that, which means now I'm down to 8 workers because I only have 10 people. In order for people to reproduce, you have to give them a house. So I will do that momentarily. I'll probably be okay with food. I don't think I need to do a hunter thing other than that, or really I'm not even going to mess with that stuff now in this kind of review video here. And I can't really do any of that either. I do need to get a well, so we'll do that. I'm going to put that in the center of my village. I should put in a forestry guy. So we'll do the well, and then we'll do the little forestry guy when he is available. Where is he at? There it is. I can actually do that now. So we're going to make this area of the map the forestry area. So we will avoid doing any sort of, construction in there. And I want all the houses over here anyway. And then when we get enough wood, we'll build some houses too. So the forestry will make this, basically wood will be renewable resource. And as you can see here, this is the same size as all these buildings. You can see that it takes up the entire structure, or the entire, not the entire screen, but a majority of the screen, and you can't do anything else, and you can't move this around, which is really annoying. So the well is done, so that's good. Don't have to worry about that anymore. So you can see the resources: wood, stone, iron, food, tools, which are made at the forge, which actually I should probably do. Alright, so let's hire my foresters. Probably only need one, to be honest. You do have to keep an eye on micromanaging your people and what they do. That's kind of really the focus of the game. So I got water, I got food, I got wood. What else do I want to do before I start building houses? Because once houses start going up, probably I need a... Yeah, I'm not going to get any iron though, that's the issue. So I can't even do a forge in this map. I might just do the house, to be honest. Start doing houses. See, all of these structures require, at least these ones require iron, which is not present on this map. So I can't really do that. I can do the tavern. Tavern, a church, and a pharmacy, but I should probably get houses up first. So we'll do that. We'll concentrate on our residential district. And we will accelerate time. So we have 10 people, so we need 5 houses. So that's what I'll aim to do. And then we'll move onward and upward from there.
The building is finished.
Yay. Alright, so another house. Do another house. I do like the little dots showing where,
The building is finished.
the reasons why you can't place that building exactly where you want it. That's kind of nice. So I'm going to get my 5 houses up, and then we're going to move on to do the basically the chapel, the pharmacy, and then the tavern. And I don't have any iron for the other things. So now it's really just waiting for this wood to go. Probably should do a hunting thing. Should probably just do that now. Just so I can have 2 sources of food, both fish and meat. So we'll do that. We'll make our 4th house. And then we'll assign a couple people there. I do have 2 fish people, right? And pull 1 person to transport goods. Probably need a warehouse.
The building is finished.
Alright, so we'll get a couple of
The building
hunters.
is finished.
That's my house. So 1 more house. This is basic, this is basically a game. It's your basic city management game. And I think if if you weren't familiar with Banished, then you would think a lot more of this game, but it's really almost a blatant ripoff of it. And because of the lack of random maps and the, the whole interface thing where all these things take up the entire, middle of the screen, it's not as good. And only 6 maps. 7 if you count the really big one that they put in at the end, but 6 mission campaign. So I'm going to be somewhat limited on this map because there's not any iron. So you can't really build any of the advanced structures on here. Yeah, those guys are still gathering. Gather over here. Mostly wood. I'm actually running out of stone. Oh, I have 50 stone. Okay, so my 5 houses are up. So we need tons of wood, which is good because there's a lot of wood available. There's the forge guy. I do have my well, so that's fine. So we're probably gonna do the chapel, and then I'll do a pharmacy over by where the forester guy is. Give him another one. Because he has to be in the forest to gather the herbs. Like I say, it's really it's a lot of waiting for resources to accumulate. As with, a lot of games like this. Everybody should have a house by this point. I'll put the chapel by everybody. Once we get 5 more wood. There we go. Enjoy your chapel. How many workers do I have? See, I'm down to 3. So I need to get these people to start reproducing. Or I'll have to reassign people. So I'll have to have 1 priest in here. AI is pretty decently automated. Every once in a while you'll wonder what the heck they're doing, or they'll spend all their time getting water, or other stuff instead of doing their job. Hello, Fisher. Very low happiness. I can't even queue up anything else. Just waiting for the pharmacy for medicine.
A new baby was
Yeah,
born.
there you go. Why is this not built? Waiting on 1 wood and 27 stone. There are seasons in the game, so right now it's spring, so crops will die in the winter time. So you have to keep an eye on that sort of thing. Getting close. Well, no, I'm not. It's like halfway. There's really not that. Well, I guess they're all over here. So I had to say there's not very many trees left, but they're all right on that side. This is a pretty small map anyway. This is the first mission from the campaign. Alright, finally. 1 priest. So I'll probably do that. Just have 1 forester. No, I kind of really need that forester. I actually don't need the worker at this moment. You'll have to juggle people around as you'll need them. So I'm going to have to get 1 person for the pharmacy anyway. I have like no goods. He has a lot of goods though. And you can extend buildings too, if you so choose. Which I might actually do after I do build this thing. I'm gonna build it right there. How much was that extension? 20 wood. And what was the next thing? I was gonna do tavern. So I got one baby. Again, it's very slow paced. So you have a lot of waiting around. Even at 8x, I'm just sitting here waiting for stuff to get built. So it's not a quick city builder at all.
A merchant is visiting your village.
Mm.
A new baby was born.
Oh, awesome. What are you guys complaining about, by the way? Well, go to the freaking well then. Stop complaining about it. Need me to build a rain catcher too? Build the damn rain catcher.
A new baby was born.
Yeah, a lot of meat and fish. Not surprising, considering I have 2 fishers and 2 hunters. So I'm pretty good on food. Up to 13! People. There's no indication on here of how many of these you have built in your city too, so you can kind of forget, especially when you start getting larger civilizations up, what you've built and what you haven't built. Now you can go through and kind of scroll through everything, so that'll kind of do it, but it won't scroll through things that are currently being constructed. So you have to kind of keep that in mind as you're doing things. Yeah, build it. Ding 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 go.
The building is finished.
Yay. Just gotta wait for it to rain. Ugh. Guys are so slow. I need a warehouse too. That requires 30. Warehouse and a tavern. Or it's just a matter of waiting. Tool? No. Happiness. I'll watch this person go. Here's my warehouse. Just gonna wait for this to finish though. And we'll see, it's got 14 more stone to go, and then I can assign somebody for be the doctor. Dr. Quinn, medicine woman. Summer. Droughts can slow your plant's growth. So don't plant plants. I see you troubled by illness. Well, I'm trying to build a pharmacist if they would freaking hurry up. Very close to my tavern. I think I'd rather build that first before the warehouse.
A new baby was born.
I need to get this damn thing up. I'm gonna bring Hunter down. Get an extra worker. Very limited population to start out with, so you really kind of have to balance, you know, how many workers you have and how many people you have do different things. Kind of swap them in and out as needed. Yeah, it hasn't rained in a while.
The building is finished.
Okay, finally. Alright, well, that's done. So we're still waiting on the tavern. Just need a little bit more wood for that. So medicines are going. It's my humble little village. I don't get why your religion's going down if this person is, you know, in your area of influence. Come on. 3 more wood. Then it'll take 50 years to build. Jeez, finally. Alright. See it. Where is it? Right there. And again, still on 8x. It's everything. I can't even imagine.
In your village.
Can't even imagine playing this game on 1x. How slow that would be. And that's basically all I can really do in this village because I don't have access to any of the iron on this map. Oh good, there's the rain catcher getting rain. So I can't do the inn, although you know, church is just a bigger chapel. The bath is basically does the same thing as the pharmacy. So it's not really anything super innovative. You know, I could do a sawmill if I wanted to export wood. If I had a bunch of wood on this map, which I kind of don't. At least my guys won't go out and collect it. So they're lazy. And do farms and mills and bakeries and breed animals in the barn. Which is actually what I would probably do next after this thing finished is do the barn. Oh good, everybody went to church. Congratulations. Stop complaining about that. And that's basically it. So, like I said, very, very similar to Banished. It's just not as good. You know, the interface I don't like because you can't move these windows around or have more than one window open at a time. For no reason. And there's not really a reason why that is. This doesn't even work. This display, it's cut off on the sides. Okay. There's no indication down here on the build thing how many of these buildings you actually have. Currently, you can kind of figure it out if you scroll through here, but it's still, you know, not the most efficient way of doing it. There's the same size display no matter what it is, how much information there is, and again, you can't move it around. And only having a handful of maps, no random maps, really cuts down on replay value. So I mean, it's Banished, but it's just not as good as that game is. So again, very tough to recommend because it doesn't really add anything new. I mean, it's all the same basic gameplay elements, resource production, all that stuff is all pretty much the same. So you know, nothing you can really do to recommend it. That's all I have for today. Till next time, bye now.